Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It is a lovely day today. I took the afternoon off work because I didn't feel like working. So I'm going to go out and do some stair runs soon. But before we do that, let's create another chapter of Moogarath, the Minotaur Berserker. If we can find him. He's in here somewhere. Why don't I just type his name? There we go. Okay, let's just assess where we are. I haven't played this guy in a little bit. We are training axes, fighting, and armor. That's more or less what we have to be training. We are wearing an amulet of resist mutation, a ring of protection from magic, and a ring of evasion. We also have an unidentified amulet, which we will proceed to identify. However, we don't have any identify scrolls. We don't. Interesting. Okay. We'll put the resist mutation back on. At least we know what it is. We have, I think, done half the lair, yes. So down to level 5. At this point, you can always go into the Orcish Mines if you wish. I like to finish off the lair. It might be more prudent for a new player to... Ooh, burn a spellbook. It might be prudent for a new player to leave the lower level of the Orcish Mines. Or leave the lower level 8 of the lair, leave that alone, and go do 3 levels of the Orcish Mines. Okay, we've got ourselves a Hydra. We really should get evocations up a little bit. Let's proceed to do that. We'll split our skills evenly between evocations and axes. And we're going to have to use... let's use up this cold wand. Okay, not as good as I thought. We'll give him a little lightning. Not good, not good. I took a step toward them because with the air spells you can bounce them. Not that it worked that well. I don't want to try the cold again because that might be out of charges, so we'll go for another lightning. And another one. And they're all nicely in a line now, so let's go for another one. And hopefully we have one more shot. And the Hydra's dead. Good. And our evocations is up a little bit. Now I probably could have gone berserk and killed that Hydra. But I thought I'd use the wand just in case. Everything is getting chopped up fairly easily right now. Oh, and I'm forgetting to sacrifice corpses, aren't I? Always do that. I'm not a big fan of corpse sacrificing. I find it just adds a little tedium to the game. I wish they had some sort of auto corpse sacrifice. I don't really see how that adds any fun to the game. The only strategy I see is looking around, deciding whether to eat corpses or sacrifice them. We've got another wand. Wands are much more valuable to us now than they would be to a caster. So we're going to keep an eye on our wands. Glowing Dwarven Broadaxe. Let's take a look at that. These things are nasty. They hit hard. Now we're going to go berserk. Okay. If you'll notice, berserk added, I think it adds about 50% more to your hit point total. Shouldn't be too worried about these guys. There we go. We will, however, eat one of them and sacrifice the other. And let's go check out this axe. It is a broad axe again. I prefer... yeah, it's anti-magic. Okay, we don't need it. I'm going to stick with the Executioner's axe. And we might even consider enchanting it. Let's see. It's an executioner's axe of chopping. Might not be the best. It's hard to tell, you know. I don't want to blow my scrolls on this executioner axe if I'm going to get a better weapon later, so it's always a bit of a toss-up. As you can see, there's not much trouble in taking out the enemies. This is sort of what happens. Your Minotaur Berserker will get pretty powerful and he can sort of just start running through everything. And at that point you should be a little careful, because eventually you're going to run into something that you won't be able to run through. And by that time you'll have this confidence and, well, you're going to get yourself killed. So keep an eye out for dangerous uniques, even death yaks and elephants. Certainly dire elephants are something to be concerned about. Watch out you don't get swarmed, and let's head back down to Lair 7. I'm still funneling my enemies when I can. Oops, forgot to sacrifice. Let's do that. And we're going to try out some of these wands. What does this do? Was that magic darts? It was. What does this do? I'm not sure. Let's try the wooden wand. Confusion. Now you'll notice in my caster videos I always throw away wands of confusion. I will not do this in the Minotaur Berserker run, because the wand of confusion is very useful. However, it's not going to work on higher tier enemies, but it's a good thing to have. I'm going to drop a few of these wands. Magic darts, that actually might be worth keeping. Cold, confusion. We're going to try the the long silver wand on ourselves. See what happens. Yeah, polymorph. It's okay. Did it mutate us? No. So we'll keep polymorph. I haven't really fooled around with it, but might as well keep all our wands. I'm not too worried about these war dogs getting through our armor skills nice and high. One of them should make a tasty treat. The alligator would have been tastier, actually. And the frog tastier still. As you can see, I'm just running through enemies now. The executioner axe is certainly helping with that. Something's invisible? No. I'm not even really concerned that I'm poisoned. Our hit point pool is pretty good. And down we go to the final level of the lair. We have a Minotaur's... Oh, we have a scroll of acquirement too. We're going to use our magic mapping and take a look to see where the Minotaur lair is. That's not it. That looks like it. Okay. And we're going to head straight there. Straight there. What we have to be concerned about is the amount of food we have, which actually isn't that great. Especially being a Minotaur. So I'm going to put on the Ring of Sustenance because I don't have time to pick up any more food right now. There's a Hydra in our way. What can we do to him? Let's try to confuse him. Didn't work. Okay, we're going to have to go berserk here. There's two Hydras. This is blocking my way to the Minotaur lair. Can I get around this way? I can. Okay, we're going to just kind of run away from them for now. Funnel them as best we can. Go berserk. And there's still one Hydra left. I'm going to chop up the snake. And in we go. Now this is probably not a very good idea to go into a Minotaur lair with this much hunger status and this little food. We are going to eat, we might as well eat the pear and the 2 oranges. And we're going to keep the meat ration for emergencies. I'm hoping not to be in here for very long. We also have a scroll of acquirement, which I guess I'll read it now. What do we want? I think the safest thing is to ask for armor, so let's do that. Boots. Interesting. We already have a decent pair of boots of running. I hardly want to give those up, but let's see what we have here. Boots of Anarchy are pretty good. However, I'm going to keep the boots of running. This always happens in Crawl. I shouldn't have asked for armor, but what can you do? Navigating the Minotaur Lair. Some people are better at it than others, I suppose. I'm pretty good at it. I very rarely get lost. Okay, this all folds in on itself. Essentially, you have to wander around until you find a different wall type. At this point, I have no idea what's up, what's down, how far away I am, where the center of the maze is. There we go. Now I have an idea. What we want to do is head towards that wall, and we want to get in there and look for a third wall type. And once we hit the third wall type, then we're close. So now I want to go northeast as much as possible, so just keep that in mind. Northeast, northeast, and any of these could dead end. Sort of looking for the center of all this rubbish here. Interesting. What is this? Ah, here's the third wall type. And here's the Minotaur, I believe, once you see a boxy thing like that. Although, yeah, he should be in here. Maybe not. You don't often see a normal wall. Here he is. Okay. Let's see if we can confuse him. Yep. Chop him up. No big deal. Sacrifice him. And let's see what we got. Looks like garbage. We do have these rods, and they might be fairly interesting. A thin leather-bound book, that actually looks interesting. We'll take that to burn it at least, but I've never seen a book that looks like that. The scale mail is useless. The spear is useless. There's no axes, so yes, altogether fairly useless, and no decent armors, no decent scrolls. Actually, terrible scrolls. We don't need a staff. We'll take the Disc of Storms just to fool around with. If I can get my evocations up enough, maybe it will prove useful. Just to make sure we got everything, we did. And let's get out of here. Now, let's examine some of our loot. It requires wielding them. Rod of Inaccuracy. Interesting. What does this do? I think there's a beam of inaccuracy it shoots. Yeah. Okay, well, we don't want it. I can't see myself using that. Where did the rods go? That's the thing when you have such a high strength character, you end up carrying all this stuff. Rod of Destruction, this is actually a good one. Evoke, S, Rod of Destruction, question mark to see what it has. And we've got Throw of Flame, Fireball, Bolt of Fire. The only problem is with these rods, unless you study maces and flails, you have to switch out your weapon for one of these and then evoke it, so it takes a couple turns. But it might be worth keeping around. Let's also check out the third wand. Rod of Striking, what does this do? I think it just beats people up. I guess you can just aim a strike. Huh. Let's try it on the next enemy, see what happens. Oh, there he is. Okay, strike. Yeah, did nothing. Probably because our evocations is low. Confused. Let's try random effects. Nothing. At this point, we'll probably want to go Berserk, although that's going to add a lot of heads to him. Let's try it. Our armor's really good, so yeah, we took him out. Now you have to make sure that you're in a position to be able to take out a Hydra when you have something like an axe. Yeah, a saber. I'm not even going to look at that. Why would he give me that? We've got a lot of sheep here, or yaks. I'm not particularly worried, but we can soften them up with, let's see what Q is. I can't really get them all. Alright, let's see what it is. Nothing happened at all. Okay, I'm going to start fighting them. If need be, I'll go berserk, but my reflexive headbutt is so good at this point, for some reason, that I'm just hardly even have to do anything. And remember, it's at this point when you start to get cocky and it seems like you can kill everything. That's when you run into something that kills you and you don't expect it. Wow, there's a lot of bears in here. Yeah, too many. We're gonna go berserk and take out as many of them as we can. I don't like being surrounded by them like this. Okay, now we're thinning them out a little bit. Whew. We'll sacrifice a couple of them. And eat this guy here. That was a lot of bears. And we are at our capacity for carrying items, unfortunately. Oh yes, we can drop the spell book. Actually, I really want to look inside that. It was just a normal book of fire. I don't know why it looks so strange. It's such a nice cover design. Okay, let's drop it. And more bears. Interesting. Okay. Let's see if we can get them on the spell book. Burn it. Aha! Didn't do much damage to them, but... And I won't have to go berserk for this piddling number of bears. We'll just take them out. Oh, they're going berserk themselves. Okay. No problem. We are, however, at max inventory. We'll drop the rotten chunks in case we have to pick something else up. We can probably drop some of these wands because we don't really need... Okay, the random effects is empty. We're definitely dropping that. Let's try this wand here. I don't know what it did. I hesitate to try it on myself when we're facing a bunch of rats. Yeah, let's kill the rats, then decide what to do about the wands. Let's drop the wand of flame. Let's drop the wand of random effects, and we should drop some of these axes and some of those potions, maybe. We're carrying around a lot of extra stuff, and it's not the weight capacity that's getting in my way. It's just the sheer number of items in my inventory. Fire Drake. Sort of avoid them here, let them come to us. Huh. Wow. That Black Mamba was tough. We'll put on Trog's Hand. I think that poison got sunk pretty deeply into me, so the regeneration should be able to counteract it for a while. Yeah, this hideous thing, Rockworm. He's dead. See, this is really why I don't like playing melee class very much. There's just a lot less to do, really. There's a lot less strategy. To me, it just seems a lot less fun. I prefer... I just think winning the game with a melee class like this is... I don't want to say cheating, but kind of easy mode. That poison's gotten pretty deep in us. We're going to cure out of it. And we have a lot of unidentified potions. We've had a real problem with identify scrolls here. Stasis. Degeneration, we don't have to carry that. Cure mutation, okay. We really need identify scrolls. We have to find a shop, and hopefully the Orcish Mines will provide us with that shop. What are we dropping here? Certainly the degeneration. And we're going to have to go up and drop some more stuff in the stash. We're also going to have to eat. See, I'm not paying that much attention there, and I got wounded pretty badly. You think you're invincible, then you run into that one enemy that just takes you down as you're carelessly hammering away at him. I'm going to eat the meat ration. It's a pity the dragon didn't leave a corpse. I can make some more armor, although fire dragon armor is pretty good. Heal up here. Spiny creatures. What are they? Spiny worms. Ah! There we go. It's happened. I'm going to back off. The boots of running are saving me here. And now we're surrounded by very dangerous enemies. We must heal wounds if we have it. We don't? Are you kidding me? We can at least cure. So we're going to do that. Now we have to teleport. Do we have 2 scrolls of acquirement? No. We're going to use the scroll of blinking. And again, you see how I'm not paying attention. It's just a matter of focus. I just find a melee class to be boring to focus on, so I tend not to and die foolishly. Okay, that's the rockworm. We're back healed up, and let's launch ourselves back in there, back into the fray. Die, creature. Now, as long as I take them all one at a time, it's no big deal. It's when I get carelessly surrounded like that, that's when you want to back off, and that poison is terrible. We're going to put on Trog's Hand. We're also going to... I keep pressing Z to cast a spell. We're also going to get a Brothers in Arms helping us out here. Aha, what's this? A giant firefly. I don't know what that is, but it has to be killed. We'll let our troll take out the spiny worms. They're nice and powerful when they're berserked like that. Yeah, he's just rampaging through there. Luckily we've got them funneled here. It's 2-on-1, so our troll is getting a little overzealous and launching himself in there. I'll go and help him a little bit because I don't want him to get all the experience. And we're still poisoned. There we go. Rest up. The only thing to worry about here is the rock worm and the spiny worm. Luckily we can funnel them all in here if I just stand back, which I will do. And now we can have a one-on-one fight with this spiny worm, hideous thing that it is. Sacrifice the corpses. Interesting. There's a little secret room there. And we can disintegrate our way in with 2 charges. So let's just see what's in there. Absolutely nothing. But what am I going to do? I have to check it out, don't I? A brain worm and a lindworm. I am wearing fire resistance, but I don't necessarily want to fight them and get surrounded by them all. So I'm just going to back off and go berserk. This is time for berserk. And that finished them off. That would have been a pretty tough fight without berserking. Okay, so that's the lair. Our intelligence got drained considerably. That was most likely the brain worms that did that. But we're okay. It'll come back. And I'm sure I have a potion of restore abilities. I don't. Or perhaps I haven't identified it yet. I'm going to quaff test the potion. Oh, I do have a heal wounds. I didn't even see that. I'm going to quaff test the potions because I have potions of cure mutation. So, degeneration. Okay, no. It was a potion of mutation. Let's see what happened to us. Nothing. How does that work? I definitely drank one. And I didn't get mutated. That's because I'm wearing the amulet of resist mutation. Okay, let's take that off. Remove the amulets, and let's just try to mutate ourselves and see what happens. We can always cure out of it. Yeah, 3 bad mutations. Magical capacity is no big deal, but yelling uncontrollably is not very good. That sort of destroys all stuff we have. So let's quaff a cure mutation. Now that's really a reckless thing to do, really. Especially while standing right beside a spawning frog. You should not waste cure mutation potions. Oh, come on! I still shout? Alright, we're gonna have to cure out of that too, because that's pretty much the worst thing to have. There we go. And we lost our extra point of dexterity, but that's no big deal. Okay. Mutation roulette never usually works out. Sometimes you get good mutations. It's pretty rare. I just wasted 2 potions of cure mutation, which are really the most valuable potion in the game. What does this Disc of Storms do? That might be somewhat useful if we get our evocations up. Although these evoking items always come with some sort of price. Destructive Storm. That's pretty good. It unleashes a destructive storm, and its effectiveness greatly improves in the hand of one skilled in using magical devices. Doesn't say anything bad. Okay, we're gonna have to try it. Let's go into this room here. Never tried one of these. Whoa, that was pretty good. I'm gonna keep that. It's our evocations. That's up to 11, so we're coming along. Yeah, I like that Disc of Storms. I'm gonna drop some of our axes here. The anti-magic. Battle axe or broad axe? We'll drop the battle axe. Do we have any enchant scrolls? Yeah, we do. But no enchant weapon 1, which is what I'm looking for. Unless, yes we do. I'm going to use it on... I'm going to use the enchant weapon 1 on my my current axe. So now it's a +2? Yeah, that's a little better. No sense in keeping them. And those Boots of Anarchy are really good. I like to see invisible. And the Boots of Flying are really good too, because we can fly. So we'll hang on to those. I'm going to drop the Wand of Magic Darts. We have to clear out some inventory space here. We'll keep the Confusion. We've got 2 Confusions, so we'll drop the Zapped one. And this wand Q interests me. We've zapped it twice and it hasn't done anything, so now it really interests me. It's probably out of juice. No, it isn't. Drop it in this corner just so I remember to check it out later. And we're going to have to drop some of these scrolls. We'll keep the blinking. That saved our life. We'll drop 2 remove curses. Silence will be useful. Teleportation's useful. We'll certainly drop enchant armor, I believe, and we'll drop 2 scrolls of magic mapping just in case they get burned up. And now it's time for potion dropping. Heal wounds, we'll drop 2. We'll drop all the magic. We'll keep the might, we'll keep the flight, we'll drop 5 potions of agility. We'll keep the invisibility. We'll drop the speed. We have the boots. We'll keep the berserk rage. And our evocations is getting pretty good. So let's drop the Rod of Striking, and we'll keep the Rod of Destruction around just in case we need it. So at this point, the new player has cleared out the Lair, and after this, you'll want to go to the Orcish Mines. Let's see if there's a... Do we have any... No, we don't have any Royal Jelly. And we have 2 potions of Restore abilities, but our intelligence is going to come back, so I'll just leave it. We don't need it anyway. All we do is run around clubbing things. So after you clear out the Lair, this run's getting a little less tutorial-y as I go along, but really, once you get your skills up to this level in the Lair, our axe is at 21, the maximum is 27. We're going to keep it on, but you get pretty good at using them, and you can essentially just run through all the enemies. You saw the only problem I had was when I got completely surrounded by very high-level dangerous enemies, and that's even doable if I turn armor back on, which I think I will for a while. I might even turn evocations off, because that's good enough for now. And those are the 3 main skills you want to have going: fighting, axes, and armor. I want fighting up. We only have 123 hit points. I'd like to get to upwards of 200, so we'll keep fighting on. We're still early in the game. All we've done is clear out the Lair. We have the Spider's Nest and the slime, or the swamp, to go through. Both of those are no problem without the ability to fly. That's okay. I think I have poison resistance somewhere, but even if I don't, we can always kill a dragon, and make a hide, a dragon armor of poison resistance. And we're bound to meet many of them in the swamp. So we're doing alright. As far as tactics wise, I ran around clubbing things and tried not to get surrounded, kept my skills going. Used wands occasionally, but it's, as long as you're careful and you have experience and you know what each monster is going to do, it's a bit of a no-brainer. So that's it for me today. It's time to go out in the sun and get some exercise. So I'll see you next time, and thank you once more for watching. Bye-bye.